Alright, welcome back to Women's Strength and Bodybuilding, where we highlight beautiful and talented women who compete. Please like the video, comment, and subscribe if you support women's bodybuilding. My name is Mark, and I want to talk about Lisa Aukland, whose dedicated fan page on Facebook has over 10,000 followers. So clearly a lot of you still remember her. Lisa was a marvelous bodybuilder, and her physique was incredible. She's another one of my all-time faves. I know I say that about most all these women, but it's true. Lisa had a great build. Here's a fun fact. In her pro career, she never placed inside the top 3 at the Olympia. Kinda makes you wonder what the judges were thinking. I've only ever seen contest photos and video footage of Lisa, and my only thought is that her physique must have looked different in person at the actual event while she was on stage in front of the lights. Lisa competed mostly as a heavyweight, and it shows. I mean, look at her next to this guy in the men's division. She looks bigger than he does, especially in the arms, chest, and legs. And she's not even fully tanned up. The only muscle group of hers which could have used a bit more size and definition was her abs. Don't get me wrong, her six-pack looks phenomenal in this photo, but it wasn't quite cut up enough to beat the likes of Iris Kyle. Other than that, her size and vascularity was just wow. Lisa really had it all, and I loved how she looked well in contest shape. Sometimes competitors who remain in the scene a little too long without taking a break have a tendency to look a bit deflated in their later years. It's something that I've noticed in the men's divisions too. Betty Pariso is an example of a woman who gave her heart and soul to the sport of bodybuilding, but her physique wouldn't always cooperate in her later shows. Dave Palumbo is also an example in the men's divisions, but not Lisa, not at all. She only got tighter, stronger, and more beautiful the more shows she did. It's no wonder she was awarded the most improved athlete at the 2006 Olympia. She might have quit at the right time too, which just further proves my point that most of these women have longevity and know their limits. I mean, she still looks huge and amazing at 64 years old. If you're not familiar with Lisa, check out this comparison to her new and old hairstyles alone. She already looked amazing before, but this is a lady that had great style and knew how to present her sensational and ripped physique in an incredibly feminine way. It always looked like she was having so much fun while posing. She looks a lot more filled out and pumped up when you contrast these two appearances. She was definitely pumping a little bit of iron, directly at the steel mill. The muscularity in her back looks thick and explosive, down into her well-proportioned glutes, hamstrings, and calves. I'm a huge fan of her closed-fisted posing style, and what she does with her thumbs. It makes her fists look a lot smaller and even more feminine, while also enhancing the size and proportions of her upper body strength. I'd love to see if Andrea gave this style a try sometime. I bet it would work really well for her. I love her choice in posing suits too. They always accentuated her physique so perfectly, and the colors were in great contrast to her tan. I can't say enough great things about Lisa. She was just my type of competitor. If she had been doing her thing in any previous era of women's bodybuilding, I could have seen her as Miss Olympia at least once. So Lisa was quite the athlete. She came from a military family, so that must have been where she got her insane dedication from. She also went to school to get her doctorate in pharmacy. And back when she had an official website, I remember seeing photos of her at work in her white coat. I remember thinking how crazy it was for someone to have that career on top of being one of the world's most muscular bodybuilders. Quite the combination. Lisa's bodybuilding career started off in powerlifting. She set 8 records and PR'd a 275-pound bench press and also a 400-pound squat. Get this, between her amateur and professional bodybuilding and powerlifting competitions, she competed 40 times. What's majorly impressive is she placed first in overall at the NPC Team Universe Championships, which at the time was the largest national level drug-tested bodybuilding show. Some women are just naturally stronger and more muscular, and that's definitely Lisa to a T. Lisa is 5'5", and her contest weight was around 150 to 155 pounds. 40 competitions is too many to cover for this video, so let's take a quick look at her abridged contest history. Her first bodybuilding show was in 1995 at the Livroni Classic, where she placed first as a middleweight and overall. In 1998, she bumped up to compete as a heavyweight at the NPC Team Universe, which was the drug-tested show I spoke about earlier. She placed 4th as a heavyweight. In 99, 2000, and 2001, she took first in overall at the same drug-tested show. She had 7 appearances at the Miss International. In 02, she took 6th. In 03, she took 8th. In 05, 06, and 07, she took 4th. 2008 was her best placing at 3rd, and she took 4th again at her last appearance in 2010. She also had 5 Miss Olympia appearances, placing 6th in 04, 5th in 05, and 4th in 07, 08, and 09. Now you might be asking yourself, what's with all these 4th place placings? Well, don't worry, because Lisa really hit her stride at the Atlantic City Pro, where she took 1st in 06, 1st in overall in 07, and 1st again in 08 and 09. There are several other shows sprinkled in her contest history, like the Amateurs, the North American, and the Night of Champions. If you want to check out her full contest history and biography, I'll leave a link to it in the description. I'm so glad Lisa was able to stick with bodybuilding and find success. Not all of us can, and she's no doubt one of the best looking bodybuilders of all time. And it's clear that she was very well liked and had made a lot of friends. She made her way onto a couple TV commercials, like this one for Constellation Energy.
Susie, I can have you looking like this in 6 weeks.
I just love that. She has such a great voice. How many of you remember this one with the buff grandma? I remember seeing it on TV, and it's actually Lisa's physique with a grandma's face photoshopped on top of it. So awesome. It's funny how they had her come in smoothed out for this commercial. She still looks amazing, but I personally think she looked even more beautiful when she came in bigger, ripped, and cut up for shows. Nowadays, you can find Lisa on Instagram, taking trips with her sister, posting pictures of her dog, and sharing physique photos. She still looks great and has huge arms, so head over to her Instagram and give her a follow. Honestly, I could go on and on about Lisa, but that'll have to do for now. So please like the video if you enjoyed it, comment below if Lisa was one of your favorites, and subscribe for more great women's strength and bodybuilding content.